All right, guys. Who are we here with? We are here with a special guest. You guys will meet him in just 1 second. He's been with us for a little bit of time now. He's been through a lot of programs. Amazing guy. He's actually hanging out in a castle as we speak right now. So he's taking some time out of his day to share his story with you guys, inspire some of you guys out there to get whatever it is you want, make the decisions that you need to be making, take the actions you need to be taking. And we're going to walk through his journey on working with us. And obviously he's been in the game for some time now. So it's not like we're the first people he's ever worked with. He's been around for a while. In fact, I think the first time we connected was really on your podcast a long time ago, like a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was I remember that interview. It's still good, dude. It was an amazing interview. And I have the recorded. I need to I'm going to give that to you so you could restream it. I remember when we were done, I'm like, dude, I got so many golden nuggets from you. I'm like, I should pay this guy because it was that good.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to hear it if you still have it. That'd be awesome. But anyways, Josh, why don't you give a little bit of a background, like a brief one on what you do right now?
Yeah, so I have two businesses, essentially, coaching, consulting, and that's more new. The main one I've been working on, which is why I sought help from you guys, was my agency, Clicks on Command. So essentially, we're an agency that figured out how to get customers to prepay before they come in, which is an amazing selling point. And then we were wanting to get into more high ticket, which is what we're doing right now. We actually just finished a huge conference, which is why we wanted your help. So now we switch from selling agency services to also selling a large front end offer, which connects to the agency services now.
Nice. And then what about the coaching business? What are you doing there?
So coaching, still very new, but we basically help coaches, consultants create profitable marketing systems that basically self-liquidate. So all that means is when you do your marketing, you're going to get paid in the next 30 to 60 days. So making sure it's profitable.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, so like when you were searching, when you found or decided to come onto one of our events or challenges, did you know specifically that you were looking for something, or what caused you to kind of come across
No,
this?
yeah, no, actually, no, it was a little bit unexpected. But I've been following you for a couple of years now. And I've seen, the things that you have done, and you're very, very credible. And the thing for me is just like listening to you and Cody teach. You could tell when somebody's genuine about something that they're teaching, and you could tell when it was good advice. And I'll never forget when I just saw some random testimonials, Cat Howell and other people, and I was like, holy crap, like these guys are amazing. And what I really liked about your business, especially for the agency side, or your program for the agency side, is you guys focus on principles. There's no new shiny object tactics. You guys focus on the boring stuff that's actually going to make people money.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I just heard this either on a reel or somewhere on the internet, is that people are seeking to do something past what they've done. But when you actually get to boredom, you've already conquered it. Then you just do those repeatable tasks over and over and over really, really well.
Yep.
While getting yourself out of the way, so you're not bored. You're really kind of the CEO, kind of doing content and cool interviews and coaching or whatever it is you want to do. It's just like getting through that initial period of that frustration, I don't know if this is working, those roller coaster rides that everybody has gone through. And if you haven't gone through it, you will. And if you're not going through it now, there's ways to get out of it. So that's important. That's kind of like at the heart and soul of what we do here, is we teach like that foundation to create that rocket ship. Because too many people want the rocket ship very quickly. They want to, the questions, how quickly can I make 30 grand a month? I mean, that's a great mindset to have, but I would almost argue to say, what's the first step that we need to create to get there before we start thinking of, I don't have an offer, I don't have a niche, I don't even have a company, but I want 30 grand because somebody else said 30 grand, right? So I think it's just the kind of walking people through a real process versus feeling like they joined a program and got burned and they're like, oh fuck, what happened? We aim to try to be the first for many, and then the last or the next for many, when what we do. So when you and I talked, you came through, I believe, you joined either a free challenge or a paid challenge of ours a while ago, sometime this year or last year, I want to say.
I think it was, dude, I think it was April when I became
Okay.
a part. It was either April or May when I became a part, but yeah, I remember, and shout out, dude, my setter's like 2 days on and he's booked 2 appointments already. So huge shout out. I meant to tell you earlier. But yeah, I came on from the challenge you guys had, wasn't really looking for help or anything like that. And then, I didn't have a lot of stuff like basically implemented that you guys have. Our agency structure very different, but I knew I needed to get this stuff in place. So I remember going through the challenge and it's like, oh, screw it. Like I'll hop on a call with you guys to learn a little bit more about it. But I knew it's exactly what I needed because, you guys focus on the principles.
Yeah, and I remember when we talked, like you were mentioning, like, hey, I don't know if I feel like I want to do this. I don't know if I feel I'm ready to do this and stuff like that. What were some of those things that were going through your mind?
Whew. Well, just, because I know how much work it is,
Hmm.
setting these systems up. And, one of our agencies is a strategic partnerships compared
Hmm.
to other agencies, which has allowed us to literally scale, we do 6-figure months, damn near close. But the way we get our clients is different than the typical agency because we spent a lot of time fostering relationships with like head distributors that allow us to basically have the influence from them. So they just send us people without us having to pay ads. However, after doing this for 3 years and us even hitting 6-figure months, like we want to do more. We want to do
Hmm.
300K a month, 400K a month. And the only way to do that is to really start using ads, start using setters, start using the power of organic. So I knew it was going to be a lot of work. So that was like my hesitation initially. But I wouldn't have it any other way now because the difference between then and now is, yeah, we were doing great. 6-figure months are awesome, but now we can scale.
Yeah.
Now we can scale. And because I have those systems now, I just whipped up a video sales letter. Me and my partner did, and now we have the ability to sell a 35K front end product. And that has been very instrumental in our success. And it's because we've had those systems that been able to create that you showed to be able to
Yeah,
do that now.
and the beautiful part about just even talking to you right now is that the Josh I met in April and the Josh I'm talking to now are two totally different identities. Like your game has gotten so much bigger, and that's kind of what I guess the one of the hidden gems, I suppose, in what we do or what
Yep.
we're aim to do is change what's in here, the mindset. Like, how do you think? Because if I can teach people how to think and teach people to think a little bit bigger, then they're going to go out and do things because I see too many people like stuck, like it is right here. And
Yep.
it sounds really, really corny because like I've fallen prey to it. Other people's have fallen prey to it because you feel like, hey, I can't do this. I can't do this. But if you just add the word yet at the end, I can't yet, or
Yep.
just even change it, I will right away. I will get to that goal. Those are like the things that we'd like to train, either subliminally or very intentionally when we're bringing people along, because I know that everybody has like opportunity inside of them. They just haven't brought it out yet. They don't have the right skills, the right tools, the right infrastructure, or the imposter syndrome can kind of take you down
Oh yeah.
a really bad path because then you're nervous getting on calls. You're nervous when you go live. Your energy is high for Monday, then shitty for the rest of the week. And that's not really a good way to kind of operate a business, especially when you're asking other for people for money when you don't even feel like you're adequate yourself. Those are the things that we try to also help like get out of this because once you're in your head, you're completely dead.
100%. And a huge shout out to you for that. I don't know if I shared this with you or not, but it was like a bucket list of mine to get on Entrepreneur Fire. And I've looked at the application before, and like part of it says, John says, like, we take over 400 applications basically a month. You may not get picked. And I'm like, after kind of working with you, especially on the mindset stuff, I'm like, screw it. I'm going to apply. I'm worth it. And sure enough, like I ended up making it. So I wanted to give you a big shout out because I never would have done that like without your help. I never would have, because that imposter syndrome was a real thing that I was going through during that time last year.
Dude, that's amazing. I mean, that's the biggest podcast, I think, in the category.
I love it.
Yeah, JDL is really good. No, that's amazing. Well, congratulations for you. Now, I mean, that's the whole mindset. Because like I come from thinking very, very small when I started this business. I was selling $150 products to individual people. And then one day I just thought, it wasn't one day, it was through mentorship and other people telling me, hey, you're good at this, you're aggressive, you're tenacious, you have the
Yep.
energy. Think fucking bigger. And then next thing you know, we're doing the same amount of work, but for higher dollars, for like Geico, Realtor.com, Advertise.com, CBS.
Insane.
We've had some sports teams in major sports leagues like hire us to do their work for them. So it was just this. This was all it is. The skill didn't really change much.
Yep.
The mindset changed much that we are capable to get those big boys home. So now leaning into like the program itself, like the crux of it, like what do you think has been like the most advantageous thing that you've taken away so far?
Oh man. Oh, that's a good question. It's really hard to narrow down all because there's so many good things. Setting up the right systems essentially, and all the calls lead to actionable steps that come to setting up those systems. So you got the content call, you got like the prospecting calls, essentially the sales calls, and it all revolves around your KPI essentially. Which I'll admit in the beginning I didn't take it, very seriously. And then like one day I just kind of like woke up. I'm like, dude, if I'm going to be doing this, like I need to do it the right way, not the half-ass way. And so now I use KPIs. That's exactly what I show my setter. It's exactly what we live by. And because, you could be doing really bad, but if you look at your KPIs and you see where you are, you can easily fix the trajectory. It's very simple, little tweaks here and there. So I would say the KPIs, and the calls are the, best thing about it.
Yeah, and I know that like you don't come on very many calls, which is like remarkable. I
Right.
know that I reach out to you from time to time, like, hey, dude, get your ass on some
Yep.
calls. But even just like because you're a little bit further along than a lot of people, it's okay. You're learning 1% or maybe 10%, which is your
Yep.
100%. Other people need the full 100%. So there's something in there for everybody. And one thing that does
Yep.
solve everything, like one thing that I teach every single person, every single agency owner is this one thing, and it's right here. Once we solve people's money, then we can get them what they truly desire in life. Money does solve problems. It is part of the destination to one of two things, really: more time, more freedom. That's it. As soon as you can leverage shit like this, you can start hiring, you can start building, you can start getting more fancy with your business, but just stay boring. Like I know that people
Yep.
consider a boring business a car wash or a laundromat or something. Make the agency business fucking boring. It's going to be systematic so you can get an operator ultimately once you're at a certain stage and just cash flow it. And then you just chill with your family. Because
That's
that's the end of
exactly what our
it.
plan is.
That's
Yep.
exactly what you're doing right now. You're in a
Yep.
fucking castle.
Yep.
Next time you got to invite me. Oh, wait, really quick. Shout out to Josh for everybody watching right now. Happy birthday to his baby girl.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. So like there's a lot of people in here in the GSD. There's people in the group. There's people that have watched a lot of the content, and there's people that are stuck. Like if you can give some advice to like any girls or gals and guys out there that are like sitting on the fence. They're like, I don't know if I'm capable. I don't know if I want to buy another program. I don't know if I'll do the work. Those I don't knows, those kind of like belief systems that are stuck in them. They're looking at their own perspective. Like what kind of tip or advice would you give them to kind of go into and jump on a call or get that next level of training
Yeah.
that can get them out of their own way?
Yeah. So I guess kind of like speaking from my experience and my thought, we've all probably gone through our fair share of programs. And maybe some of those programs don't do much for you. The first question I'd ask yourself is like, did I put in all my effort? First and foremost. But more is like, I didn't realize how much I was losing. So here, our initial thought is like, okay, how much is it going to cost? Well, if I were to look back now, just the high ticket sales that we have, that's it's like $140,000 I would have lost out on. Seriously, 140 grand. So, I mean, the ROI is just huge, but I didn't see that. So don't think about how much money, it's going to cost. Like if I never would have done this, I never would have got that money because I never would have completely understood the systems. I never would have gone entrepreneur fire because I never would have had the confidence because of the systems. So, I mean, weigh out your pros and cons and ask yourself, is it worth kind of taking the risk of maybe it is a waste, but like, do you want to spend the rest of your life like thinking, well, what if I could have? And for me, it was a huge ROI.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing riskier than having the form of regret ever.
Yeah.
I mean, because like that's one of the fuels that Cody and I have, or at least for me personally. And I know Cody has a very similar story with this, but there was a time and a place where I had an opportunity to do something. I was a scared little bitch at the time. I was young. I was 14 years old. Didn't take that opportunity in the sports world. And now I live in regret saying, fuck, one of my friends made this amazing team in Europe, blah, 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 playing sports. And I didn't even take the shot that I was actually handed saying, hey, go here, fly to this country and go play some fucking sports, the shit you want to do for the rest of your life. So once that kind of teetered up, injuries happened. That was kind of my line in the sand for my life was I was actually, now that I'm a little older, I actually am so grateful that regret happened at such a young age versus being at my age or older. But I mean, I had to make that decision. And that sounds like what you've made too, is that you got to draw that line in the sand and say, do I want to thrive or do I want to just stay where I am and just, I'll figure things out. I can YouTube shit. I can watch free stuff. Totally fine. That's what it's there for. That's what it's intended for. But if you want to get to that next level and you're taking things very serious and you're looking at your family in the face, your wife, your children, your parents, your cousins, everybody, typically the next step is really that step that people admire about people. So
couple things I'll add, like, really quick. I guess at the end of the day, I never asked or said anything like this, but kind of what came into my mind is, look at Rahul and Cody, like, look what they have built. Look at the people that are vouching for you. And like, why would you fail? Like, you got guys that are doing, 7+ figures in multiple verticals, multiple niches that have a resume of people that have absolutely crushed it. Crushed it. Like, why would you fail? Like, if you have the KPIs and everything down. So at the end of the day, that's kind of what did it for me. I just looked at your accomplishments essentially, and it really didn't seem like the odds were too bad. So that's what pushed me.
Yeah, because I mean, we're on way that a couple of these guys back here. I didn't even honestly apply for those ClickFunnels things because I saw other people have them, and I was like old school. So like Clutch was my baby. Like Clutch.co is like, to me, the most honest, like best, well constructed advisory board of ranking companies, and we got ranked really well as a digital marketing agency. So I always focused on my Clutch baby, but that didn't get the reach it was supposed to get. So nobody knows like some of the back awards we've won, but yeah, now we've got some of these guys gunning for that X award. So we got some good shit in the works from our end. But what else like has been a game changer for you? Like, cause I know that since you're not coming on all the calls, you may be catching some of the replays.
Yeah.
We do have those one-on-ones every so often. Like, and every time I talk to you, man, it's like, you're just so clear. Like you have a couple of questions when we a couple of tricks, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going and implementing this right when we hang up, and you like want to hang up faster. You're like, I got to implement. How's that benefited you?
Yeah. So the one-on-one calls, like, I don't know if it's normal or not, but they've definitely been super helpful because I mean, I feel like I get a chance to just get in your head and get your opinion on something. And half the time it like just solidifies an idea that I had to run with it. So at the end of the day, I'm buying clarity and I'm buying confidence. And I'm all about that. So that's what's really, really cool to me, is to be able to have that. And you're right. I don't show up on a lot of the calls, but I will say, here's what's really cool about it. My team can for me. So I remember we were having some issues with ads and we wanted to get another set of eyes. So we had our team hop on with Cody. And I actually just talked to the team, and we're going to actually have more people on now too. And then this, the setter, that's like super amazing. But yeah, the clarity, I call them clarity calls, that have been really, really helpful.
That's amazing. Yeah. Cause like for anybody that's out there watching, hashtag live, hashtag replay, by the way, anybody in our inner circle, we do place the setter with you. We train them. They're on all our calls. They're part of the GSD, and the whole team you have, your infrastructure, whether it's ads, ops, whatever, bring them into our training. We'll just make them more powerful on your behalf, save your guys' time, make you guys CEOs. Go on vacation. Go fucking rent castles out like Josh.
Yeah, go to a castle.
Go to a castle. Yeah, that's going to be our fucking slogan. We teach people how to go to castles on vacation while there's teamworks. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to do more intimate one-on-ones with you, man, and skyrocket this ship to the moon and just crush the rest of like this agency world. Cause there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. People might think, oh, what about a recession? What about inflation? Fuck all that when you run your own business, because this is, you don't, it's not Microsoft stock or Facebook stock or real estate or crypto, because then all those asset classes are down. The number one asset class in the entire world in the history of existence that can never go down unless you choose to make it go down. You get the choice here is one thing, and that's called your skills. If you have skills in something, you can monetize it. Once you monetize it, you create freedom. Once you create freedom, you have all the free time in the world. And then you might be a little bit bored. You might look at the day and be like, oh shit, all I did was go to the gym and eat a banana today. What a great day that was. And that's kind of like how we like to operate our days, is have a lot of think time, free time, and kind of think of the next big moves we're trying to make. Because I always underestimated think time, because I was always in the weeds of everything. Who do I got to call next? What's this? Oh, did I email that person? Did so-and-so design that thing? That's kind of how the mind of an entrepreneur works, is in a million miles an hour. But once you can take your like version of your limitless pill, maybe joining the GSD, everything just slows down for you. You have such more clarity, and you can just see into the future a little bit, and you can see yourself, because when you see yourself right now in the mirror, you're looking at your own perspectives. It's like, hey, I don't have the money I want, don't have the free time I want, don't have the team I want. All that shit is the current circumstance. But when you can look past that and get a different eyesight on it, a different kind of perspective, that's when shit just completely wildly opens up for you. But anyways, Josh, any last words for you?
No, well, I will say the clarity, or the problem that I had going in was like, how do I scale my agency? And now I wouldn't say it's really a problem, because we're already doing it, but it's like, how do I scale my agency without me basically doing the work, with me out of it? So that's what we're setting in play right now. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without you guys. So again, if anybody is on the fence, I don't want to make this like any type of hardcore, pitch, but these guys know what they're doing. They've been doing it a long time, and they have the credibility from pretty much any high person, in the game. They focus on results, and you guys have helped me tremendously, to the point where I now can work on other projects without having to work inside of my agency. So if that's what you're looking for, you might want to give them a call or talk to them.
Awesome. So anybody who wants to reach out to us, just drop a comment, GSD. You can DM me directly. But anyways, thanks for being a champion, Josh. Thank you for jumping on here. Enjoy the rest of your little girl's birthday, and enjoy that castle. I'm wildly jealous of you right now.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. All right, everybody else, see you guys later. We will be streaming live tomorrow. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for those of you guys on here. I'm going to be going over something Josh actually touched on here today. It's going to be the partnership models. It's going to be that brainwave of thinking a little bit bigger. I've done one or two of these already live in this group already. I'm going to go a little bit more detailed into tomorrow's. So if you guys are going to be on there, go to the events tab inside this group, and you can just tap the going button. You may have been invited. You may see an email, but if you want to go there to make sure you don't miss it, just tap that going button and you'll be certain to get those reminders on your Facebook app or computer or whatever you're on. So you can join us and you'll have some great takeaways and you can run with some information. And heck, you can even jump on a private with us on that live Zoom. We'll stop the stream for live Q&A, but only on the Zoom. So you'll just have to be present. We'll drop the Zoom link and see you guys tomorrow. And again, thank you, Josh.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother.